Hey everyone, it's Adele and April from Just Say Scrap with Close to My Heart, and we are here with Throw It Together Thursday number 25. So we are going to be throwing together our Complete Creativity two-page spread today, and we are super excited to show you how we did it. If you've seen us in the last few months, you have probably seen this page actually as our class for a crop, which we have loved sharing with all of you, and we use texture paste in it. So, ready to get started?
I'm ready.
And I'm ready for my brand new chime to come out of my teapot. Look. It's so pretty. Okay, let's get started. So today we are using our Complete Creativity Close to My Heart cartridge. I clicked the Let It Snow one at the bottom. So this is what it popped up as, and you can see it's a 6x8. However, from this I just created 12x12 pages. So I created this page, and I also created this page. And I pulled in a few other things as well. But basically, to start something like this, you don't want to have it locked. If it's locked at the bottom, none of this is gonna move. So what I did is I actually went up here, right up here, and it says ungroup. Oops. And I'm gonna hit that. So now all of these images are separate. So on this panel over here, I can click something and now it'll all be highlighted. So first I hit the Let It Snow single page. I went back over here, I unlocked it, because if you leave it locked, it's going to, if I put it in like a size 12 at the top, it's gonna keep it in the orientation of a 6x8, but I don't want that. So I'm gonna go to that little unlock button at the very bottom, and then I'm gonna make it a 12x12. Because it's a 12x12, obviously Cricut is not going to cut a 12x12 because that's what you have, but I wanted it as a template to work, and you'll actually see right here it's going to tell you that you can't cut it. It's not allowed to be cut. So then my next thing I'm going to do is I want to leave the orientation of this because I don't want the Let It Snow to stretch too much. So I'm going to make this a height of 12 to add onto my page. As you can see, it did up here. And then from there, I just took these different elements and I designed them. So for the trees, for example, if you pull a tree away, whoop, I pulled the wrong thing. Okay. If you pull the tree away, its base is left behind. So I want to undo that. And I actually want to find it here. So there's a bunch of trees on the side over here. I just keep clicking them until the one I want is highlighted. So it's these two that are together. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna shift it, click both of them, and I'm now gonna group them. So when I move this tree, I can now pull it anywhere I want and it has its base cut with it. If I wanna keep these 4 trees together, I do the same thing. I click all of them, I group them, and now they're together. I did the same thing here, not with that, with these 2 things, the center pieces. I grouped them because if I make the mat bigger, I want to be able to grab that together. Or if you really want to be fancy, gotta go back twice. Come on. There we go. If you really want to be fancy, I already have those 2 as a group, and then I can also add in those 3 snowflakes, and now this whole entire piece is grouped. So let's say I wanted to make it a 7x5. And there you go. So now that whole thing is grouped, and then I can also make these bigger and add them back into here. Into the snow, anything like that. I keep moving this top piece. But that's how I kind of contoured that. For this part, I clearly did all of that as well. I took the trees, I separated the trees, moved them around, and then I actually, from this, you can ungroup once you group too. I took out the snowflakes here individually and I resized them and put them other places. And then I also went back into the Complete Creativity and I took the ho ho ho. So what I did when you add this one, you're gonna see this is the whole thing. I'm gonna ungroup, and then I just deleted the pieces that I don't need. I didn't need a lot of this. Ooh, that's the piece I actually needed. So there's a over layer on this one, which is these little snowflakes. So what I did here was I rotated them, I made them bigger, And then I went into this contour button down below. So what it does is it gives me the options here to click what parts of the images I don't want. So I took away all of these little snowflakes. It's a little bit annoying because you have to click all the insides, but it's worth it when you actually finish it. Right, Mama?
Yes, it is.
And so when I leave out, see, now I only have a few of those snowflakes left. And that's kind of what I did just to overlay here. They're all going to be cut individually anyway, so I know that I can cut some extras and then change where they are on the page. But just to show you that the Complete Creativity is such a cool cartridge, because this started out as a 6x8 page and now it's a 12x12 page.
Also, when you are done creating, make sure that you save it.
Save.
Save it, otherwise you will lose all of your work.
Yes, make sure that you save. But I just thought that was really cool. And now I'm going to delete all this stuff again. Oop, one little snowflake got away. And now, also what I didn't know, my mom showed me this, is you can use color sync, because I didn't know how many colors was in it. So
yes, so the color sync is, whoops, can you... There we go. The color sync is right up, point it out, April, because I'm pointing it out, but it's on the phone. Color sync is right there. You just click that, and it will give you a list of all the colors. I mean, this is all in
tones.
In the tones, but
we actually did use the Love of Color book, and we went with Glacier. So Glacier is peacock, linen. Obviously, we're throwing in the white daisy, things like that. So we kind of used our Love of Color book to figure out what colors we wanted to use for this. But how awesome is this? I can also show you something else that we made. So this one was also made with the Complete Creativity. Okay, so this we made into album cover for vinyl with the 6x6 album. And you can see over in the corner here all of these things that are hidden. I'm going to show you how I did that. So I'm going to go back into the Complete Creativity, and I took this page. So this is a pre-made 12x12 layout. Obviously it doesn't give you the black background, but I took this and I made that. So I simplified this completely. So what you can see down here is these are all the layouts. If you don't know where to start, whoops, I'm in the wrong section. This is the one I'm looking at. Sometimes when you get too many of these things, it's crazy. But I just started hiding things, and I started to see what was going away. And you can see, as I'm starting to take things out, it's mostly on this page right now, I'm now getting a background that I want. Isn't that cool? That's exactly what that is.
So it's great that this cartridge, you can actually do so many things with. You don't have to just follow it the way it's pictured. You can create your own designs.
Yep. I really, really like it. And it was a lot of fun to play with. So, oops. So like this one. Okay, so this was a problem. So I had all these little things at the bottom here, but I only wanted the Happy Halloween. So I went into my contour, and I just clicked these little things, and I got rid of them. And then I needed to get rid of the little backgrounds. These little guys. Bye-bye. And now they're gone. So super easy. You saw how I literally almost just made this. Oh, ungroup. There we go. Ungroup. I'm gonna group that back together. And I mean, I mirror imaged this, but look at that. You saw me just make that in 2 seconds. Isn't that really cool? So that is Complete Creativity. I'm gonna delete that so I go back to my regular. So yeah, so now we're gonna show you, we're gonna cut the Winter Wonderland one, and we are going to show you what it looks like. So before we went to cut it, I have to take away the 12x12 background I had created because it makes it incompatible with cutting. So I just went all the way down here, and these two I hid. But I kept them there just so I could show you. But they still look pretty cool, so we're gonna make it. Okay, so as you can see, we are super paper savers. we manipulated all of our little trees to fit our mats perfectly. And they're all cutting, so we will show you what it looks like after everything's cut. So we have Cricut cut everything and laid it all out. We've got a few more little things up our sleeves, but this is basically what it looks like. And before we finish it, we're gonna glue things together and have some fun with some texture paste. So before we start the texture paste, I've got the Versa mat and our all-purpose mat, the non-slip surface, which is perfect for something like this. And this is our mink cardstock with the light side up. So I've got our texture paste here. I've used it a lot. I also have the tiny little one as well in case we run out. And we're basically just gonna
scoop it out.
Scoop. Tell me your ways, Mama.
Okay, just, yep. Do it that way, do a little curvy so it's like a little mountainous?
Snow.
Snow, yes. You don't want to smooth it out too much because you want to have that look of snow.
You could always go over it again too.
Remember. And April is using the texture, the palette tools, the one that has the flat end to it, the thicker one.
Yeah, the big one.
The big one. And of course you're going to have to let this dry.
Mm-hmm. No paste goes to waste.
That's our motto.
Oops.
Except when you flick it at people.
That was actually a dry piece. It was probably just on the cover. Squish. Nope, that's just a little dry piece. Probably just from us using this all the time.
Yes, yes.
It's like any glue. Or paint, I should say. It's more like paint.
Yeah, we're using it more like paint today, I guess.
And remember, your mat, what's good with the mat is that you have this so you can actually scoop it onto the mat and then pull it back off of the mat after. You know, see, just like that. So no paste goes to waste. So now I feel like that's too big. I think I'm gonna go more with this one.
Okay.
Just so I can.
And she's just gonna do some more detailing.
Mm-hmm. Let me
That is
finish the
just
bottom.
to get some onto the paper.
We're gonna need more texture paste for ourselves.
It's a good thing.
It is. It means we're using our products, which is always good when you actually love a product so much that you use it. I love my texture paste. Do you like how that looks?
I do.
Looks like snow?
Yes.
Cool.
And we're gonna let it dry for a little while.
Yep, but remember, not gonna let anything go to waste. So just throw that in there. Make a snowball. So. I would be playing Christmas music while we're doing all of these things, but YouTube yells at me for copyright if I have music in my background. But don't worry, we've been listening to a lot of Christmas music.
Yes, we have.
All right, I think that looks really cool.
It does.
So-
We'll come back to you when it's dry. So now we're putting snow on the leaded snow piece, or white daisy piece. It's a little bit harder to do.
It's a little bit, just because it's moving on me, it's not a solid, because it's cut too. When I'm trying to pull it this way, it's just not listening. But even just putting a white texture paste over white daisy, you can see that, look at the dimensions that it's giving, the paper. But you can even see like just the way that the texture paste is.
I love the way it looks.
So I just did a little bit of an experiment. We kind of put the page together, if you can see the top part. But I was like, oh man, we forgot to add the Shimmer Brush to it. So I actually just took the Shimmer Brush and just went right over the texture paste. And I absolutely love how it looks because it really does look like snow. And when snow has that glisten to it, but also if you can, I don't know if you can zoom in here, but with the Shimmer Brush, actually it skips parts of the texture paste and it makes it look like real snow. So instead of mixing prior to putting it onto the page, actually taking the Shimmer Brush and just going over it afterwards really worked on this. And I also did the same thing a little bit more on here. So you can see that shimmer.
Oh, I love that glisten.
For this next part, I'm just using the thin 3D foam dots and then the thick 3D foam dots as well. So I'm actually going to use the inside of my shaker cards. but we wanted to give the trees a little bit of different dimensions. So that is what we are finishing off this with. And then we are going to add the snowflakes to this page. I'm going to put this tree a little bit lower, I think. Isn't that cute?
Yes, I love it.
And then we've got these two snowflakes that go right here. Because that was on the complete creativity. I just liked how those two looked. And then we're going to take all of these and start to put them in here.
Yes. Our snowflakes cut in glitter and cardstock.
Mm-hmm. We got lots of snowflakes.
April loves snow.
I do. So, and I also like how the snowflakes, the glacier snowflakes look on the bottom versus the glitter snowflakes, because this kind of gets lost down here.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll put a little bit more glitter up in the sky. And we'll play around. You'll see the final product once I finish arranging my snowflakes. How I like them. But you get the gist for now. So to ensure that these trees and the photo mat stayed on, I used the Tombow Mono Glue. But to ensure that these stay on the texture paste, I'm going to use my liquid glass. Remember, if you ever need a safety pin for these, just grab one to poke through. One of the best tools that you can have is a safety pin. But they're always really, really good because if anything like this ever happens, you always want to be able to puncture it with a safety pin instead of cutting it, because if you cut it, then it will go everywhere. And we have seen that happen before, and it's not a good thing. So, I'm just going to take this. I'm just going around the centers. And I'm doing that because I want my snowflake to be down on my texture paste, but I also want it to have some dimension. So by only putting down that center, I'm able to lift up the sides, and then my snowflake has some dimension to it. So because we have the two-tone paper, we cut these snowflakes on the darker glacier side, but I mean, hey, they cut perfectly. Like, we cut the peacock trees on the dark side of the peacock, but I decided once they were cut, I wanted to flip some around. So I did that. So honestly, do whatever your heart desires. I'm going around all of the dark glacier still. I just like how the dark glacier looks. But yeah. And also, I mean, I know these aren't on texture paste, but liquid glass has a really strong hold. So I'm just going to use it for the rest of my snowflakes. And that's Throw It Together Thursday. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please let us know. These are the completed pages. Ooh, my finger's in the way. So those are the two completed pages that we have. And we really enjoyed doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed us showing you how to do them. Ooh, now I'll show you at the end. But I hope you enjoyed seeing how we did it and how we took it apart and how much you can do with this cartridge. It really is a great cartridge. It's very versatile. You can use it on anything, really. And you can pull things apart like you've seen in the videos the past month. So make sure that you go check it out. Remember, go to adelveobeiser.closetomyheart.com, scroll all the way down, and click on that Cricut icon, and you'll see the cartridge. So that's Throw It Together Thursday. And go check out our weekends as well. So make sure you go to justsayscrap.wordpress.com, go check out our blog, and it's /weekends. So that's where everything is. All right, we'll see you on Tuesday. Bye. Bye.